Our shenanigans are cheeky and fun.
Yeah, I mean, his shenanigans are cruel and tragic.
Which makes them not shenanigans at all, really.
Evil shenanigans.
I swear to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy that says shenanigans.
You mean shenanigans? Oh! You're talking about shenanigans, right?
You know what? I'm recording right now. I just want everyone to know that Jesse's being an asshole.
I would never do that because I'm such a nice. Welcome to
Punk ass
and Random Heroes Cheeky Shenanigans. Je m'appelle Jesse, aka Random Hero.
And I'm Punk ass, aka Nick. Hi, everyone.
And in the living room studio today, we are bringing back our first guest, Mr. Aaron Norman King.
Fuck you.
Who hates his middle name. So
Wait, what's his
And I
middle
hate
name?
you.
I just said it.
I wasn't paying attention.
That's
sorry.
fine.
Norman.
Fuck.
Norman.
I normally refer to him as Aaron Marie King, and he actually prefers that.
I do.
That shows you how much he hates
Shit,
the
I
name
still gotta go to
Norman.
the courthouse and legally change my middle name to Marie. 'Cause it's better.
And then can you legally add Cougar Mellencamp on after King?
Sure.
Nice.
Why
King
not?
Cougar Mellencamp. I like that.
So it's been, how many weeks has it been? 2?
It's been, almost 2 full weeks, I believe, due to weather and Nick not being able to drive in the snow or something.
Sandy vaginas.
Because fucking God just jizzed all over this place. Just spurts everywhere. Right onto fucking Aaron's face. And they're going to be silent right now. Everyone's going to be silent.
I was just trying to see how uncomfortable we could make Nick by not feeding into his little joke
not
at
gonna
all.
At all.
At all.
So, Aaron, how was your parking situation this time?
It's fine.
It's fine?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not in the neighbor's spot.
Everything's
So.
good.
We're not going to get an angry knock at the door telling us to move your car or it'll be towed.
No, I think we'll be okay.
Thank God. What are you doing? Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
So,
Touching you inappropriately.
real quick, since the last show, I ended up watching that Firefest documentary.
Oh, yeah, that's right. How'd you like it?
I loved it. I thought it was super interesting. Yvette ended up watching it based on what I told her. And now I've heard that they're going to make a spoof version of that same documentary.
Like a
using
movie?
Yeah,
Oh.
using The Lonely Island.
That's right. That would be funny.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about this?
I've heard of it. I haven't watched it yet,
Oh,
though.
okay.
Yeah, and it's pretty incredible. I mean, I won't recap everything since Nick did that last week, but like it was this huge festival put on by these guys who started a app called Fire, and it was like this one business guy and Ja Rule, and they were like trying to put on this
I
big
didn't know
party.
he's still alive.
Right? I don't think he. Well, I don't know if I've ever heard a song he did. That's what he is, right? He's a rapper.
He's a rapper.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever.
Murder Inc. That's usually what he does. That's the only thing he's popular for.
That sounded more like DMX.
Aaron, you love rap, right?
Yeah.
What's your favorite rap song?
I don't think I could even name one.
Now, was it you who was into Dilated Peoples, or was that just Steve?
No, they're okay.
You like them?
Yeah.
What about Outkast?
No.
No love for Outkast at all? Wow, that's interesting. Eminem?
No. Oh, God, no.
Are there any rappers you do like?
I thought you liked Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, I do. It's my favorite.
None
I honestly can't think of any off the top of my head.
at all?
No.
Not even like old school like Ice Cube or anything? Wow.
Dude, did anybody watch the Bohemian Rhapsody movie?
No, I
Not
haven't seen that yet.
I'm dying to see it. but
Dude, Freddie Mercury looks like he can suck a good dick. I'm just letting you guys know that.
I think that he did.
Yeah, I know. I was just saying. It's probably a good dick
I think
sucker.
that was kind of his thing.
But it's funny when you watch documentaries like that, like bands like that, because at the end of it, I wanted to listen to Queen. Like,
Well,
the whole
remember
time.
that you don't want to call that a documentary. There's a lot
Yeah.
of people who had huge issues with some of the artistic license that they took.
Really?
Oh yeah, same thing with like even Straight Outta Compton, which was a great movie. I loved it.
Yeah.
It's not a documentary. There's inaccuracies all over the place. But when you get the core, things correct, then yeah, it can feel like educational still,
Like PBS?
Like Reading Rainbow. Did you guys get to watch that all the time in elementary school?
No.
I
No?
did.
I went to school in Everett.
Oh yeah.
We can't read.
So you
Yeah,
watched
you're
the
illegitimate.
BET channel.
You what?
Hey, you guys want to do shots?
Yeah, we should
Shots.
totally do shots.
Shots.
All right, let's
Shots.
do shots.
Can you want to hand them bad boys over here real quick?
Yeah, no problemo.
Cool.
'Kay.
Take one down.
Pass it around,
around.
shove it up Aaron's ass. When it goes down, just turn it around, and Aaron will kiss you back.
What the fuck?
You know, for once it's nice to have him singing these ridiculous songs about someone else instead of me. It's always about Jesse
I'd
sucking dicks.
prefer
and whatnot.
I'd prefer that it's you.
You know what's funny? Really quick before we take the shot, because we just brought it up. I heard that you used to be able to go on Craigslist and you could trade like blowjobs for drugs, which I thought was great because like I could always use some more drugs.
Dude, let's make some ads.
Jesus fucking Christ.
At least Aaron got the joke. I don't think Nick even
It
got it.
took me a minute.
Oh. Aaron,
Easy.
Oh, we're not supposed to throw the shot glasses at Nick.
No. For
Sorry.
one thing, these aren't even mine.
Oh, sorry, Yvette.
Aaron, what do you know about the Holocaust?
Jesus Christ. Was not there.
Yeah, Jesus wasn't there.
He wasn't?
No.
No.
Did you guys know Jesus was a Jew?
Yes.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Can we go back to the Holocaust? For some reason, that feels more
Yeah,
comfortable
what-
to talk about.
I'd rather talk about Jesus.
Oh, yeah?
No.
Okay, yeah, let's
Not
hear it.
really. No.
What were you raised religious at all, or like what's
Yeah.
your? I mean, I already know the answer to this, but I'm trying to. Get
I
you
don't.
To
I want to
talk.
hear this.
Yeah.
Yes, I was raised in a religious house.
Like, was it very religious?
Well, in that way that hypocrites are.
Oh. So you had to listen to, like, edited versions of music and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Oh.
And as a result, he ended up deciding to have vodka for lunch every day through his last couple of years of high school.
Yeah, my last couple senior years.
Really?
Sometimes the tighter they tighten the screws early in your childhood, the more that it just kind of releases later, and you just got to have a rebellious streak.
Did you guys ever do, like, drugs in high school? During school?
That's the funny thing. I was totally going to talk to Aaron about this because he used to be so anti-drug.
Yeah, I know. I
did.
remember.
Yeah, now he's like a nightly smoker of marijuana, the devil's
Of
lettuce.
the devil's lettuce.
Yeah, so
I enjoy a good salad.
yeah,
Tossing.
so at what age was it before you finally tried pot?
Yeah, actually, for the first time.
For the first time, I was 27 or 28.
And you didn't like it?
No.
I didn't like it.
You were there.
Growing up as a
I was there,
teenager.
but I didn't remember you hitting it. I remembered we got a bag of weed, and you pretty much tried to get me to smoke the whole thing in front of you.
Did I?
Of course
Yeah.
you did.
And
awesome.
I was ripped out of my mind, and I don't remember you even hitting the pipe.
I did.
But
Were you like Bill Clinton and you didn't inhale?
No, I did.
Oh,
But
that's probably dirt weed back then.
well,
we
yeah,
get
it
it
wasn't
from some high
legalized yet.
schoolers.
Yeah, it was your stepdaughter's friend.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stepdaughter.
Yeah.
back in the day.
Oh, back in the day?
Yeah, which was a Wednesday. No, but okay, so you tried it then, but like when did you really come around to like starting to realize that you enjoyed it and you wanted to keep like doing it?
I think it's been about like 2 years.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
probably because, he's getting
It's
older.
very recent.
Well, and legalizing it had to play a part in that, I imagine.
Yeah, it did because
Nah.
it definitely made it easier to get.
Is that the only drug you've ever tried? Because
Yeah.
I bet Jesse and I...
I mean, except for like Vicodin and shit like that.
Yeah.
but I love me some Vicodin.
You can always tell when he gets some from like the doctor for his back or whatever, because I'll get a text at some point that just says "Happy Vicodin Day."
Can you
and I don't
imagine-
share.
Can you imagine like Aaron like doing coke or something like that?
No,
I think you've told me at one point that I wasn't allowed to.
Well, I mean, you're not even allowed to drink a regular Coke. You have to drink a diet. So, like, I don't want you to have cocaine either. Like, no, that would not end well.
I thought it had more to do with me being an asshole.
Well, Yeah, but I mean, I don't
It
think
could
that-
have a different effect because it's supposed to make people happy. Not
Yeah, it
assholes.
gives you like
well,
a,
maybe
a
I should just do
euphoria
coke all the
feeling.
time.
No.
no.
Well, I mean, I don't really foresee you as being the type to have an addictive personality in any way. You don't really drink much. It's just, nicotine that's really been the big vice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you could probably try it and it wouldn't even either affect you or you wouldn't ever care to try it again, but I don't know what it would do to you, and I'm not sure I'd want to be
Yeah,
around to
no,
find
right?
out either. Nick, what drugs have you done? I know we've briefly discussed this, but
I've done weed. I've done speed, I think. I don't know. They said it was, but I'm not really sure. I've done coke before. I've done crank. I don't know what that is really.
meth?
Is it meth? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I did that in middle school. Then.
I don't
You
really.
did meth in middle
You did
school?
meth?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Where the fuck did you grow up?
Arlington, technically.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's close enough to
Yeah.
Granite Falls.
You did
that-
meth in middle school?
Yeah, and then I stayed up all night, and then I had to go to fucking middle school the next day, and then I was freaking out because I thought I was gonna be all weird and stuff, and I tried to call home, but no one would come pick me up. I had to go
How do
through
you
a-
call from the nurse's office for that? Hey, Mom, I smoked meth last night. Can you
Hey,
come
Mom,
get me?
and if you can't come get me, can you just drop by like $40?
Yeah.
Right.
And then I've done mushrooms. That's pretty much it.
Really? Okay, so like never heroin or
No.
never crack? Never tried crack?
Like homemade crack. Like we tried taking coke and making it
Oh, like cooking it up with
Yeah.
some.
with like a fucking coke can. It was stupid. It didn't work. But
And then
Now I know why Nick is why he is.
and no ecstasy or anything. MDMA?
no, I've always wanted to try that though.
I mean, your mileage may vary, but that was not a good experience for me when I tried that one.
Kind of like my wife.
Oh
No, that's not your mileage may vary. That's your tire's already flat. The engine light's been on for 50,000 miles, and you're stuck on the side of the road.
And you've never
because she's
changed the
divorcing
oil.
you. Yeah, because she's divorcing you.
Well, technically, we'll just say he's divorcing her. How about that?
Okay, whatever.
I guess today's all about uncomfortable silences.
Yeah, I guess. That's cool.
Hey, is there like one sex past story that like just comes to mind? Like, have you ever had like a
Phrasing.
Pun intended.
like a disastrous sex encounter that comes to mind like, every time you think about it? I've never asked this question to Aaron. I want to know.
I do too. Let's see what he brings up.
I don't know if you'd really call it a disaster, but it was the most awkward fight ever because a particular ex from a different country was
Say Mexico. We'll say Mexico.
yeah, it was Mexico. Or Honduras or something. I don't know.
You should build a bridge.
Did you know that they put French gravy on their French fries in Mexico?
No.
Yeah, it's weird.
French fries and gravy. So.
Yeah. but they call it something French. It's really weird.
Poutine.
We
Poutine.
Where was I going with this?
For a
Russian
second,
guy?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
for a second, I thought you meant they actually did that in Mexico.
No,
I'm like,
that
I
was-
thought we were talking about Canada.
Yeah,
we were, but
we were.
you just fucking ruined it.
Yeah.
Like people didn't know.
Yeah.
French fries and gravy. Come on.
Okay, so the first time you had
So-
sex with a guy. Let's get it going.
Yeah, that. It was that. No. This certain person was performing an act of a certain nature.
You can be a little more disgusting.
Okay,
than
I was
that.
getting a fucking blowjob.
All right.
There we are.
There we go. Yeah.
And I didn't warn her before completion. And
Yeah.
that
See, that's always like a
the
weird
mouth?
rule.
Like-
yeah.
Like,
Okay.
And then that turned into like a fucking week-long fight.
really? See, that's always
My mom
like a
even
weird.
yelled at me for it.
It's a weird rule. Like, are you supposed to say anything or are you not supposed?
You're
to
supposed
say
to
anything?
tap them on the head.
But who made up that rule though?
They did.
You know, if you're going down on a
Who's
chick,
they?
The women.
if you're going down on a girl, they're just not like, oh, I'm going.
Yeah, because if they come in
we
your
have
mouth-
to fucking taste all the flavors of wetness. So then
What do you mean have to?
How many flavors are there?
there's
And
31 flavors.
How many disgusting girls have you been with that you
I'm not
think of
saying,
that as a chore?
No, I'm not saying it's disgusting, but I'm just saying we have to always get a mouthful of what they're giving out. So why does it make a difference if we have to tap them on the head or not?
Because when they do, it's like a little bit of a waterfall on your face. When we do to them, it's more like shooting a shotgun shell into their throat. One that's
A
sticky and could
salty
choke
shotgun
them.
shell.
A salty, milky chocolate. Wait,
Wait, what?
I'm black from the waist down.
Oh, for fuck's
What?
sake.
I stole these pants.
Oh, from a black guy in Everett?
I've actually already done that bit on this show, even, but like when it creeps up, I still love throwing it in there. That's
I do like it. I do like it.
what the giving blowjobs. You like that
No,
one?
fucking, you stole these pants from a black guy joke. That's what I like.
So this one time, like I was living in Oregon for a couple years, and Nick was having like trouble with money up here. So he calls me one day, and he's like, "Dude, I didn't want to admit this to anybody, but for the last year, I've been giving out blowjobs so that I could pay my bills, and I've made like $40,000.05." And I was like, "Well, that's a weird number. Who gave you the nickel?" And Nick said, "They all did."
Yeah, well,
Yeah. What do you want to say to that?
I was gonna say something, but I'm not that mean. So.
Say it.
No, I didn't
Come
want
on.
to say.
Come on,
no,
say
I
it.
was just gonna say your dad was a part of the whole situation as well, but I
He's
didn't
dead.
want- yeah, he wasn't dead back then.
Yeah, he was.
He's been dead since 13.
What?
Yeah.
Seriously?
September
I
September
thought it was like 3 years ago.
September 6, 2013.
Okay, so anyways, let's talk about something.
My
that's
dead
not-
dad?
No.
No, you know what's great about having a dead dad is you've always got something to put in your ashtray.
See, it's nice that you can make jokes about it and shit.
I have to. There's so many like stupid neuroses and shitty things that are about me as a person that I know that I picked up from watching him and from sharing some of his DNA. And the guy was just such a bitter old man by the end of it that like,
Nick shared some of his DNA too.
Yeah, that was what I was gonna say.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
good.
technically, I got some of your DNA as well.
Your brothers.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I load you up with DNA whenever you're sleeping too.
No, it's kind of salty. You might want to, slow down on the soda.
Pineapple juice.
Yeah, dude.
Does anybody know if that actually works?
I don't.
I don't think you get a rumor to be that pervasive if it doesn't work to some
I don't know.
extent.
I always heard the rumor that Mountain Dew makes you sterile, so I drank a lot of it.
I
still have
remember
two
that.
fucking kids.
And it's funny how they kind of,
It was bullshit.
well, apparently it had to do with the yellow 5 coloring having like potentially spermicidal effects or something.
Right.
So it was a very gross oversimplification, but that rumor I think started when we were in like junior high age.
Yeah.
So you were ready to believe it in an instant.
Yep.
Like there was things you learned in junior high. You learned that Mountain Dew made you sterile.
What
you
about
learned that
Pop Rocks and soda?
Pop Rocks and a BJ felt nice.
Wait, what?
Oh,
I never heard that one.
Yeah, it was the biggest rumor at my school for like 8th and 9th grade was that this one guy who was dating like the hottest girl in school, that she on his birthday gave him a BJ with Pop Rocks. I don't even know if it's true, but that was the rumor. And I've always wanted to try it ever since because that sounds intriguing.
Well, it does,
does.
but I'm diabetic, so can I?
Oh,
it
that's
might
right.
fuck up my blood sugar.
Dude, you don't have to be the one with the Pop Rocks in your mouth giving the BJ.
Can't I absorb it through my dick?
I've had a chick put an ice cube in her mouth and do that to me. Have you guys ever had that happen?
No,
No,
No, it was weird. It's not really enjoyable.
not at all.
No. It's,
I don't imagine it would
yeah,
be. Just go stick your dick in the snow.
exactly.
You put it in and it's 3 inches and take it out and it's an innie.
So, Aaron, if
What?
some random person were to look at you, they would not know that you really love history.
Okay.
Just looking at your type of guy, and you just look like an
What is that
asshole.
supposed to
And-
mean?
You
Nick,
know
I
what
want
I
you to
mean?
paint a word picture to tell us exactly what you're trying to convey about Aaron.
describe me, Nick.
Okay, so if you were to walk up to Aaron and you just don't know him totally at all, you would actually think he was a transsexual. You would actually think he was in the middle of transitioning and he's still
But-
working
I
up
am.
to.
But why
you know-
wouldn't a person like that know history? I'm trying
Yeah.
to get you to like make this a
No,
cohesive
because
joke.
before I knew Aaron, he looks like the type of person that doesn't give a shit about any educational values at all.
I don't.
But he knows like everything about history, and I want to know why you got into that. Tell me.
Because your mom said that if I did, she'd blow me.
Okay.
My mom is a fucking saint.
Okay.
Dorothy Mantooth is a saint.
I have no fucking idea.
Really?
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about it on
We talked about it last time, and
Well, last time was kind of.
It's hard to hear.
Last time was a shit show.
Yeah.
We're leaving the episode posted on our page because there was some good content in there if you want to listen, but we had technical issues with Aaron, so nothing he said was like being recorded into his microphone.
Aaron was broken.
So we may rehash a couple points because there's so few things that are of interest about him that we have to.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a stretch to find anything. And even this isn't interesting because it's history shit and it's fucking boring, but.
There's some awesome history stuff. Actually, in that context, talk about going to Truck Lagoon and diving on those wrecks.
Oh, yeah,
bit,
yeah.
and
We
give
talked
us
about that last time a little bit. And I realized as I was listening back to the last one that I got the year wrong and I felt like a dick for it.
Yeah.
So
talk about that a little bit.
Okay, yeah. So I went on a dive trip with my dad and my brother to Truck Lagoon, which is a group of islands in Micronesia. You probably can't find it on a fucking globe.
Okay, so where's it close to? Then?
Guam.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's pretty near Guam. So yeah, we did that, and the reason to go there is because there was a major battle there in World War II in 1944.
And that was all leading up to the taking of Japan, right?
Do they have
Eventually,
gas
yeah.
chambers there?
It was no,
Oh,
they
okay.
weren't fucking German, you dipshit.
Oh, okay. Just checking. Just checking.
Nick doesn't even know which Axis power we're talking about.
No, he's like, what's the Axis? Don't I have two of those on my car?
I have three. I have three.
You have three?
Yeah.
Isn't he the singer of Guns N' Roses?
Yeah.
Fuck those guys.
Welcome to the jungle.
Yeah. No, Nick, they didn't have gas chambers.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Getting back to this, so in the South Pacific campaign, the U.S. was jumping island to island to try and
they were
get to
island
Japan.
hopping, yeah.
And Truck Lagoon was one of the stops closer to Japan, right?
Mhm, yeah.
So talk about that one a little bit.
Yeah, so that was a battle where we didn't really surprise them like people think we did. They knew it was coming, so they got most of the military ships out, but we sank a shitload of the like transport ships and cargo
Right.
vessels and all that. But yeah, those wrecks are still there. There's still human remains on them, on some of them.
Right.
There's still live munitions on most of them.
Oh.
A lot of empty sake bottles.
Sake bomb.
Yeah.
You want sake? That's
So, I mean, I guess that was the benefit of being in the Japanese Navy is you got to be plowed all the time.
Well, I heard it was ceremonial, especially for the kamikaze pilots.
Yeah.
They didn't know if they'd be coming back. A lot of people think that those guys got in their planes knowing they were going to crash them, and that's not true either.
No.
They got in originally before it became part of their strategy, and they got in, they took their ceremonial shot in case they didn't come home, and that was their last-ditch effort, and that's what
Right.
ended up becoming their strategy as they got more desperate. But a lot of people think that the kamikaze shit was like just how crazy they were to begin with, and it was really just more of a act of desperation.
It evolved.
Yeah. Good thing they didn't develop that in Germany. It would have been twice as hard to take out those assholes.
Yeah.
And by the way, like, I know that German people today are all cool and, they're really smart over there and they've got a great economy and all this, but they've also been the primary aggressor in both major world wars so far. Like,
And they're into some weird sex shit too.
Scheiße.
Exactly.
Ich haben Pipi machen.
What?
Loosely translates to I have to make pee-pee, I believe.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll have to Google translate that.
I'm trying to slowly pepper in other languages. Like,
No, I'm just trying to stay quiet because you guys look
Yeah,
retarded.
Nick is like-
So I'm just enjoing myself over here.
No, we started talking about history and Nick didn't have anything to say.
yeah.
So
For those of you who can't see, which is all of you, when we start talking about anything that requires an IQ above 70, Nick goes cross-eyed.
Well, my theory is who gives the fuck about history because we're living in
Who
the
gives the fuck?
present now. You know?
You don't give the fuck about
No,
history?
I don't give the fuck about history at all whatsoever.
Well, then why'd you ask
Fuck
Aaron
George
about
Washington.
Yeah, why the fuck did you ask
fuck
me that
Abraham
question?
Lincoln.
I did fuck Abraham Lincoln.
it in his head hole?
Yep.
Too soon?
You fucked Honest Abe for
Yeah.
real? Oh man, he could not tell a lie about it.
All right, guys, I want to tell you guys a embarrassing story
Well,
from my
hold on.
childhood.
Before we get into this, real quick,
Okay.
I just wanted to see if I can make Aaron uncomfortable. Do
I
you
am
agree
uncomfortable.
with Donald Trump with building the wall?
No.
Damn it.
Elaborate.
Okay.
How would that make me uncomfortable? No, the guy's a fucking retard.
Well, see, here's the thing. If we think about our country, we're like the only country that really lets anybody fucking in, really. So
I would let you in.
exactly. Well, technically, I was born in, so it's not like I tried to cross the border. But, anyways,
If he had, he wouldn't have made it.
I know.
If you think about like any other country, they're really strict on the rules and who can come in or out. So why can't we be the same? Or why are people keep, like being assholes about wanting to like not let people in?
Because the people who are being dicks about it now are forgetting that is how this country fucking started. We were all immigrants, and on the Statue of Liberty, it says, give us your tired, give us your poor, give us your sick and brokenhearted or whatever. I don't remember
Not
the
quite,
exact
but
quote.
okay.
It's close, but like this was based. The entire premise of our country was based on escaping persecution, being able to come from multiple different places, and just live in a free society.
And ripping off the natives.
Yeah, well, we're not innocent in this at all.
No.
But that was the goal. So if you want to be dicks to all of these, refugees and stuff, it's like, you're being very hypocritical.
It's not about being dicks, okay? Let's just take this. Say you have a house, right? You're going to treat it like America. You're just going to let anybody walk in and stay there, right?
Yeah.
But what if people come in and start destroying your house and breaking all the fucking rules? Aren't you going to be like, I don't want to just let anybody in anymore? See what I'm saying? See my point?
No, I see your point, but it's not like that because it's so much more complex.
Look, I want to see what Aaron thinks. Just look at him over there.
Okay. Aaron's getting all giggly over here.
Yeah, I know.
What do you got?
I'm laughing about something else.
Well, now
What the fuck are you laughing about now?
You gonna share with the class?
In a minute when I stop laughing.
I don't know if that's gonna happen.
It might not.
Is that a urine? He's peeing himself.
Holy shit.
Aaron, you're literally wetting your pants right now on my couch. What are you doing?
Well, here, Aaron's
I was
still
holding
laughing.
it for
And
a
why
while.
does it smells like asparagus and shame?
But I do kind of agree with the wall, like 50-50. But in reality, it doesn't really matter if there's a wall or not. They're still going to be able to cross whether there is a wall.
Let me
So-
ask you this, Nick.
What?
What is building the wall actually going to protect us from?
It's not going to protect us from anything.
Then why are we
Yeah,
building
so
it?
That's
why
what
bother?
I'm saying. Like, instead of a wall, maybe do something else that helps protect
Like
the
what, an
border.
electric fence?
I don't fucking know. More border patrol, more fucking Jewish people to stand the line. I don't know. You know what I mean? Just
Go kill some more Indians while we're at
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah,
Take their
Jesus.
bows and arrows and cornbread.
Look, I'm
just-
all about increasing border. I'd be all for increasing border patrols and maybe checkpoints or maybe tightening up border security where there are, roads going in and out where there's some lacking right now. There are steps we could take to make it more secure, absolutely. But building a $25 billion wall that you're willing to declare an emergency over and shut down the government over when you realize that no one wants to pay for it, it's asinine. Today, in today's economy and like technology and shit, a physical wall doesn't even protect you from half the crimes that are happening anyway. We've got hackers in China and Russia affecting our elections and, hacking into secure databases and stealing identities and everything else, which is also happening from white Americans inside the country.
What,
like
privilege?
No, I'm talking about like cyber crimes and stuff. The biggest ways you can actually do damage to people are not physical. Dropping a bomb is useless in a day where you could use some other means to leave the wealth of a place intact when you take it over. So people are going to be attacking us with cyber crimes. They're going to be doing that kind of stuff.
Like that asshole in his mom's basement that stole my debit card number like 5 fucking
Right.
times for World of Warcraft.
Seriously?
For World of Warcraft?
WoW?
Yes, it was for WoW. So I've had my debit card number stolen like 4 or 5 times in the last 2 years. It's ridiculous. I don't know how. It might have been that porn website. I don't know.
Well, quit watching the World of Warcraft porn videos.
Dude, they're hot.
Okay, wait, hold up. Favorite porn site? Go.
What's your mom's website?
Pornhub.
I think that's the new classic.
That's the go-to.
Anyway,
So yeah, but like every single time it got stolen, it was for fucking World of Warcraft shit. Except for the last time when they just upped it and tried to buy a laptop.
Holy shit.
and it was the same guy each
How much-
time?
I don't know if it was the same guy.
But
How much were their amounts, though, on World? Do you remember?
they did a couple that were like really small, like under $1, and then they started doing like $10 and then like $50, and then my bank was like, whoa,
Now-
what the fuck?
So you're telling me that this has happened multiple times, and every time, if it's not the same person, they all happen to use it for World of Warcraft?
Yes.
That's mind-blowing to me.
It's fucking infuriating.
Like, well, yeah, but like just the ridiculousness of it. Like, if you're gonna go out and steal someone's identity and risk all that jail time, you'd think it'd be something more substantial than for your half-elf warden, you know.
I've never even seen what that
cleric.
game looks like.
You've seen the South Park episode where they do
No,
that,
I
haven't
haven't.
you? Oh,
No.
At least watch that one. You see a little bit of the game because they like play it, but they're all talking with their normal like South Park voices.
Right.
It's a great episode.
Okay.
Probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that. But
What
yeah,
the
wow, I got
Okay.
way the fuck off topic.
Yeah,
I think.
no. Well, he was gonna bring up something and I cut him off. So.
Yeah, I'll get back to that, but really quickly, because I know that my friend Stephanie listens to all this all the time, and she hates this word, moist.
Oh,
Yeah,
I just
moist.
figured I'd say that again.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
moist.
That's lovely.
She's gonna be cringing at that, but I'm gonna be laughing so hard when she gets mad at me. Anyway, so I was gonna tell you guys an embarrassing story because a couple weeks ago we were talking about that story where I flipped off everyone at church when I was a kid.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That bully dude down the street taught me how to do it, but didn't tell me it was bad, kind of thing.
But
But-
it was bad.
It was, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, not all of my embarrassing stories are born of an age of
Now,
innocence
see,
like
here's
that.
the fucked up thing, right? You did that, you know it's bad. Now, if Aaron was the one to do it, they'd be like, oh, well, it's just Aaron.
It's just Aaron.
It's just Aaron.
Yeah, but I was also 5 years old, holding up two middle fingers to 200 people in the congregation. Like, they knew I didn't know what I was doing, but they probably looked at my mom funny for a while.
Yeah, I would be pretty embarrassed.
Shut up. So, but you fast forward a couple years to junior high, and I'd hit this stage where I was, nerdy, and I was kind of insecure about that stuff, and I went to church, and I had friends, but I was always like trying to be the funny one or trying to kind of be the cool one. And there's a point when you get in like class or church or anywhere you do roll call as a kid where, someone will be like, Nick Carter, and you'll say here or present. And then someone like Aaron, they'll be like Aaron King, and he'll be like, yo, or just something that's nonconformist.
I wouldn't fucking say that.
Well, whatever it is. And sometimes there'd be people who would say something funny, or they'd say it in a funny voice, and they'd get a reaction. So I wanted to try that.
He'd be like, hi, I'm Aaron, guys. You guys want to be my friend?
No. I wanted to try a funny response to my name being called in roll.
Okay.
So I didn't want to test it out at school where the most damage to your reputation can be done.
Mm-hmm.
I tested it out at church. And so they're going through these names, and there's about 30 kids there. They're reading off names, and most people are doing hi, here, present, whatever it is. And one guy in front of me gets, a bunch of laughs. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to say something really funny, and everyone's going to laugh, and it's going to be great. So they get one person in front of me, and I'm like all excited. And then they go, okay, Jesse Pepin. And I was like, don't count me out.
And then...
To silence. Absolute silence. It's the dumbest thing I've ever said in my life. I thought it was going to be hilarious. And to this day, when I remember it, it embarrasses the shit out of me.
Well, here. I'll
It's like,
try.
well, really quick. It's like, when you're trying too hard and, still today, like sometimes if I'm really trying to be funny, I'll say just dumb jokes. It doesn't work all the time.
That just
Right.
fucking gave me anxiety.
Yeah,
It
it
did?
was super embarrassing.
So, I'll try to top that. I was in
Okay.
8th grade math class. This fucking math teacher everyone hated. His name was Mr. Barber. Okay, he was black, and he was from the military teaching math. But
Was any of that relevant to the story?
It is
I don't
relevant.
think so.
No, it is relevant to the story. Hold on a minute. You know how like you're with friends and you're not allowed to say the N-word, right? But sometimes we'll joke around and try to say ninja or like something else. Me and my buddies would say like nooka.
Nooka?
Yeah, we'd say that. So I was sitting down at my desk and me and my buddy were fucking around with each other. He's behind me and I yelled out nooka, but everyone thought I said the other word, so everyone got dead silent and stared at me. And
In front of your black teacher?
in front of the black teacher, right? And then I was like, and he took me out of class and he got in my face and he's like, hey, do I say any white racism to you? I was like, dude, I said nooka. I didn't say the real thing. And I had to go to the fucking principal's office.
Yeah, that's not really a good defense by the time you're being cornered.
No, it's not.
I've got one similar. I wasn't in school, but actually, you know what? I've already been enough racist today. I'm not gonna. I'll save that for another week.
Met your quota.
Yeah.
Did
yeah,
you got
I'm-
any
I'm
like that?
Not fucking racist. No.
Well, anything else?
You know what's funny about Aaron? When he drinks enough, he will sometimes tell Jewish jokes.
He will?
I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, occasionally.
Yeah, they're just like the basic messed up ones, like, but they're hilarious to me because it's only when he drinks. And so
What?
we used to get him drunk so that he would start saying that. And
What's the real main issue that you have with Tom Green and Freddie Got Fingered? I really want to know that.
the only movie you've told me offends you. Yes, let's hear this.
You know, it's funny. I've only seen like half of it, and it was a really long time ago, so I don't even fucking remember.
Daddy, would you like some sausage?
I hate Tom Green in general. I think he's really fucking annoying, and he's
well,
Canadian.
That makes sense.
So
You know, Tom Green being able to marry Drew Barrymore was a real fucking shock to me back then. I don't know what the fuck he did or how he was able to get that.
I forgot about that.
What do you, are,
I'm trying. Okay, Aaron fucking hates the guy. He's a douchebag. All he does is stupid comedy shit. Drew Barrymore is like this hot goddess back then. Everyone wants to be with her.
yeah, but remember
Drew
back
Barrymore, Tom Green down here at the bottom in the sewer. See what
then,
I'm
Tom
saying?
Green got big before guys like Chappelle and other comedians first. So like he was the like comedy guy in movies for a couple years, and that was when they were together because she did that movie with him. Like I'm not saying she's shallow and was just riding, you know, his success wave at the time, but like he was substantially popular. So it's not like she was slumming it with him, unless you're just talking about their aesthetic appearance discrepancies. But
Oh, I was
You
thinking
just use a lot of big words on
yeah,
Nick.
I do that so I can watch him go
Discrepancies?
cross-eyed.
Discrepancies?
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day. Who's like your celebrity crush?
Oh, the first one? Or
Like
now?
like his very first like one
yeah.
right
Oh
now.
shit! What the
Right
very
now?
first one right now?
Yeah.
That doesn't even fucking
No,
make
let's do
sense.
let's do both.
We can do both.
Right now and the first one.
Well, let's say
Okay.
mine's always been Jennifer Aniston until this day.
That's fucking gross.
No, she's
No, that's
fucking
cool.
hot.
Okay, whatever.
See what I'm saying?
Jesse, what-
I feel like
Okay.
I
go.
want to know what his is.
Oh, okay. All right. So originally, like the very first one, Jessica Rabbit. Yes, I know she's a cartoon. Fuck you.
I can see that. I can see that. In a day where hentai porn is so popular, like
Hey,
it's okay to
fuck it,
like
whatever.
Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah. And then currently it would be Carrie from MythBusters. And that's been like for like,
Yeah, he's
fucking
carried
ever.
a torch for Carrie for at least a decade now.
She's really hot.
Yeah, super smart, super funny. Like I love her artwork. Have you checked out her artwork?
What the fuck? I don't care about that. She's fucking hot.
Okay, well, do you think Anna Kendrick's hot?
Who the fuck is that?
I don't know if Aaron's seen anything with Anna Kendrick in it. I know who she is and I love her. She's hilarious and very talented and super hot.
What
but,
about Scarlett Johansson?
I know the name.
Damn.
you don't know what Scarlett Johansson looks
Oh
like?
wait. She's okay.
Okay, hold on. Now we're gonna pull up an Anna
I don't
Kendrick.
get out much.
So I'll tell you mine while I'm looking this up. My very first one was an actress named Anna Klumsky, and she was the girl who played My Girl.
My girl.
The movie with
yeah.
Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, doesn't he fucking die?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it was a super sad movie, but it's got like
Hey,
her, Jamie
you
Lee
don't-
Curtis,
you
Dan
don't say that
Aykroyd.
about Home Alone, okay?
But like she was about my age when she did that. That's Anna Kendrick, by the way.
So it's
But Anna Klumsky was about my age when she did that movie, and my first celebrity crush was someone that was like my age.
right.
And then I guess if we had to say now, shoot, I mean, I think the closest I have to an actual crush, celebrity-wise, would probably be like Charlize Theron or Anna Kendrick's another one. I got to be able to appreciate more than just their looks.
Well, see,
and
my
now.
point is trying to like fill out like in our band, like what everyone's attracted to, right? So like, we'll say you and me can be. I think Aaron's dying. Well, anyways, but we'll just say that you and me can be attracted to this most fucking hottest dime piece in the world, right?
Yeah.
And we'll show a picture to Aaron, and he'll be like, "Eh." So I'm trying to figure out what Aaron thinks hot, because what I think's hot, he's just like, "Eh."
Aaron's always had extremely different tastes from me and women also. Like I'll if I was dating this girl that I thought was really hot, same reaction.
No, I'm just like, what?
Yeah, it's I don't know.
And they would also get a nickname at the same time.
Yes. Would you care to tell people how that got started and some of the choice?
Which one did it? Did it start with Chode?
It started with Chode.
I thought you gave all of his girlfriends from growing up nicknames.
Well, we haven't known each other our entire lives. We've only known each other since 2003.
2002, 3, somewhere in there.
It's 2003, so it's after my daughter was born.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. Anyway, so yeah, we've known each other for like 15 years. So, but no, when we were roommates, you were trying to date this girl, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah, it was really off and on, but like you saw some of the text message threads. It's not like I was just being, I wasn't just reading into nothing.
It wasn't in your head.
Yeah, and so she would be like really like into me for like a day or two, and then something would happen, and all of a sudden she'd be like, "Why are you texting me all the time? Like we're not together." Like
Yeah,
she'd be
didn't she live in
reestablishing-
Bellingham?
Yeah, well, she was going to school up in Bellingham.
Yeah,
at
and we lived
Western.
in Marysville.
Yeah, and we actually we weren't dating, but we she came over a few times, stayed the night, hung out, did all that, and and I told you her name, and I said Chani, but you thought I said Chode.
Yeah, well, you said it really fucking quiet. Like, and I asked you like 3 times, and he kept saying it really quiet, and I was like, "What?
Okay, now
What?
I need to.
Chode? Is that what you fucking said?" And so from that point forward, every girl got a disgusting nickname.
Yeah, some highlights include
Scrote.
Yep, there's
Helen
Scrote.
Keller.
Helen
Teabag.
Keller, Teabag, yep.
Yeah.
There's been a couple good ones. Unfortunately, I haven't had that many girlfriends to discuss. So,
Right, and
Okay,
I've never met
not
the
that many
boyfriend, so I couldn't
fuck
give them-
you.
What's your sex number? Like, how many times have you had sex?
You want my how many different women?
Yeah, that's
I don't know an exact number, but I could put you within 10, and that would be about 75.
that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Why? 'Cause
I'm not proud of it.
Never mind.
In fact,
He's got AIDS. I don't
In
know.
fact,
Well, yeah,
that's
that
the
part.
first time I've ever told someone who was not a really close friend. I mean, you are, but like, no, stop.
I see.
No,
I'm just an acquaintance.
No,
you know what
I mean, I'm telling it to all the listeners now. Like, that's the first time because it's not a badge of honor to me. Like, I went through a phase like most people do in their early to mid 20s where like I didn't have to really want to date someone to maybe get with them, but like I've definitely become that way in the last, 8 years or so. And like, so a lot of that is just failed things. I was into a girl, we hooked up, didn't work. That was always like, it felt like a failure to me. Like, so I don't look at it as a badge of honor, and I know it's a grossly high number, but I've been, tested many times.
but-
I'm clean. No kids, never had a kid,
That
no
we know of.
ex-wives.
that we know of. There's no kids.
Right.
I can assure you there's no ex-wives.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Aaron, do you have any ex-wives?
Nope.
He's got enough for all 3 of us and one to spare.
Go fuck yourself.
Hey, I just put myself out there. I'm feeling very vulnerable. If you want to make my number 76, just
You wanna cuddle?
shoot me a tweet or something.
Yeah, but when it comes to guys, you say 76. Some like random nerd guy that hasn't had sex would look up to that and be like, "Oh, that's a."
And anyone who would look up to that, I would tell, like, I'm not happy with that. I wish it was a lot lower. I wish that one of those had worked out a lot sooner for me so that, I wasn't single and childless and marriageless into my mid-30s. But there's certain mistakes that I've made that other ones I haven't. So
Okay.
it's a balance,
Now you both answer me honestly. I want honesty right here.
Wait, I want to
Yes,
hear your
I think-
sex
I
number
think you're
first.
attractive.
No, hold on. Now, say someone you first met, some chick you guys are dating, and she said she had sex with 76 people. Now, would you think that's gross?
No.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would. I don't know.
No, look, here, see, I'm not someone who's going to ever like slut shame someone because sex is one of the few things we can do that feels good, that's free. I'm never going to slut shame until,
Depends.
well, the depends, giggity comes in. If it, like when someone's cheating, like I'll never call a girl a slut or a whore just because she has lots of sex. I will do it if she has lots of sex and we're supposed to be dating and I'm not present for that sex. That's when someone becomes a whore to me or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, yeah, we did talk about that
Yeah.
three-way last time with the 2 gay guys. you told us the story.
will you just stop, Nick? I can't believe I get to say this out loud, but will you get off the gay guys?
I'm sorry, dude.
What's your number?
I think it's 8. It's not big.
And if it's that low, how can't you be more accurate?
It's 8. Well, because when I first started out, I would always try, but then I don't know if I really did it or not. You know what I mean? Like the first time I ever did it was in my best friend's backyard, and fucking she like pulled the panties over. I don't really remember, so I count that as like a 1 or a half. You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe. But so like I'm saying, I'm a low number because I've always been in relationships like Aaron. So when I hear Jesse over here doing like 76,
But I don't have any halves.
But when I hear Jesse over here like 76, I'm like, oh, well, did I just miss out or did
No,
I not
you didn't miss
do
out
it?
on anything. And that's what I would tell anybody. Like, I don't regret my experience, but if I didn't have to, do that with that many people and I could have found
Well,
a
you
more
didn't
meaningful
have to.
relationship, well, right. But like, if my path had been more meaningful instead of that, I would have far less like negative memories about some of those times. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing laudable and there's nothing cool and like, high five worthy about just plowing through a bunch of random chicks. Like, and that was me trying. Like, each time I would at least be like, okay, this is a good person. I like her. We had a good talk. And then, something would just happen, whether it's the next day, a week or two, a couple months after dating. There's always been something. And so each time is like, it's harder to even want to put yourself out there again the next time. And it's not something easy to explain to like a teenager or someone in their mid 20s because they think that the higher that number is, the more
cooler you
awesome
are.
they are. Yeah. But when you really boil it down, it's like, okay, so you had sex with 30 people and I did with 8 or whatever. It's like, yeah, you've experienced a few more partners, but people with lower numbers oftentimes have dated longer or been married longer. So they've had hundreds of times more sex just with one person. So like, the only difference is variety. That's the only thing we're talking about here.
He's
Aaron?
over here shaking his head.
Yeah, well, maybe not Aaron, because if you're married to Aaron, you're not going to want to fuck that either.
This is very true.
But
know.
like you, I imagine,
I want to have sex with myself all the time. You know what I mean?
He does have sex with himself all the time.
yeah, I would appreciate it if you could wait till we were done with the show first, though.
Sorry.
Put your fucking pants back on.
Nick's actually wearing like real pants today, too. This is so interesting.
That's kind of a big deal.
He's normally the type to wear shorts in any weather.
I love wearing shorts because, I love the breeze that goes right to the ball sack.
Keeps
And
your
then a little
nethers from being
airwave.
moist. No moisture down there.
Oh, you guys. You guys are the best. You know that? I just want to say that.
As you cross your leg and sit interviewing us like we're on Conan or something.
Yeah. How was your guys' day today?
My day started by waking up to you assholes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Aaron,
I'm just getting going.
how's your day?
Don't let him fool you. He was doing some pretty cool shit today. Some altruistic.
What, house sitting?
No, weren't you helping your client get a couch moved or something?
Some furniture, yeah.
Tell the lovely people what you do.
Yeah, what do you do exactly? You
I
say
try not to get stabbed.
Yeah, actually, I want to know about that. Aaron almost got stabbed the other day. I want to hear about this.
Let's just let him tell this one. Shut up, Nick. Shut up.
Just
Not.
All right.
Not.
Shenanigans.
Okay, yep. Are we ready? Yeah.
what the fuck are we talking about again?
You almost getting
Getting
stabbed.
stabbed.
Oh yeah, guy walks into an office and tries to stab me.
No, come on.
Okay.
This is a good story. Tell it right.
So, all right, I'll tell it right. So, I work for a nonprofit organization, and I work in a housing program, and it's fucking complicated, but whatever. But a lot of our clients have mental illness, which makes things very interesting. And so there was a particular client that was very, very irritated on Valentine's Day. Came into our office and just blew through the door, like into the back area where all of our cubicles are and shit.
Now, real quick, how big of an office is it? Like, how many people work there? Like,
Typically we've got, I don't know, like maybe 15 people that work there. That day there was only a few of us there because everybody had like trainings and shit.
sure.
Um,
Okay.
So yeah, so he blows through the door past my desk. I didn't hear him come in because I had headphones on because I was doing some fucking reports or something. And then it was like between songs, and all I hear is like fucking screaming. And so I look to the desk to my left, and there's this fucking guy who's like huge, like screaming at my fucking coworker.
Wow.
Because she had known him from a different agency that she had worked at before, and there was history and whatnot. Like, not like bad, but
Yeah.
Like he's just somebody that, or sorry, she's somebody that he knew, so that, you know, he always dealt with her.
Right.
So, but he was just like fucking screaming at her and threatening her and shit like that, and just, you know, saying a bunch of really fucked up stuff. So I got up to talk to him, and I didn't happen to see beforehand, but he had a fucking knife in his hand and he took a swing.
Oh.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
What
So
kind
that
of knife was it?
It wasn't a big knife. It was like a small folding knife. Like,
Is it like this?
Yeah, it was about like that. Yeah.
That's compelling podcasting because people can't see what you're holding.
Yeah.
Flashback, dude. Just kidding. That's fucked up. Here, I'll put that back.
About a
it's
3-inch blade or so.
3-4 inches, whatever. You know, not.
The same thing's on your Tinder profile, isn't it?
Yeah. No, mine's 1 inch or less. So yeah, that happened.
And
Now,
no,
He missed.
he missed. But like, what happened after that?
After that, like, I took a step back and still kept trying to talk to the guy, and a couple other people were doing the same thing just to keep him talking until the cops got there, and they did.
Yeah, so like I think I don't know if it was the last episode or the one before that, talking about how like we won't really know what we're gonna do until the situation happens to us.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, because of that shooting that
Yeah.
had happened. Yeah.
Yeah, so like didn't you want to like fucking like try to throw a chair at him or something?
No,
No, okay.
no, he's fucking huge. Fuck that.
Yeah. I get that because when I went to Bakersfield to get my fucking Ford Exploder,
Oh yeah, your
right?
exploder. Yeah.
I had to take it to a Firestone just to get it all updated and oil change and drain.
You say oral
Fucking
change?
orally changed.
You need
and,
a new oral filter.
and they have weird lights and one-way traffic in Bakersfield, and I went to take a right really quick before the light turned green.
I remember you telling me about this.
Right, and it was a 4 lane, so Firestone was all the way on the other side, so I had to merge over across all the 4 lanes to get into the Firestone parking lot.
Yeah.
When I did that, I heard something like zoom by. I wasn't paying attention, and I walk into the store, and this lady's like, "Oh yeah, the guy on the bike almost hit you." I was like, "Oh, all right." And then I start talking to the guy at the front desk, and he's like, "Oh, the guy with the motorcycle's back." I was like, "What?" And it's this big black guy on a street bike, and he comes in there, and he gets right in my face and starts yelling at me. He's like, "You almost fucking killed me," and he has this like fist clenched, like he wants to hit me or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Dude, I didn't even see you." And he kept fucking talking to me, yelling at me. I got scared just for a little second because you know when you think you could win or you might win in a fight, this point in time, I would have just fucking lost. So I was trying to calm him down, but yeah, I didn't even see him, and he was fucking taking it out on me like I did it on purpose. I'm like, "Look, dude, I didn't even know you were there."
So did he throw a punch or anything?
No, he fucking walked out, went on his bike, and I wanted to hurry up and get out of there before he came back to try to shoot me or something. But, you know.
Speaking of that, were you carrying when this all went down at your work?
No, I'm not allowed to.
Right. Probably a good thing.
Yeah, probably.
So that everybody knows, Aaron can be an asshole, but sweet sometimes.
Aaron is an asshole.
But it's funny that his job is to help homeless people or people that don't have money or places to live, and I've never seen that side of him. So I would like to, go to work with him one day just so I can see his sweet side. I want to see how he talks to
Just
people.
because I do that for a job doesn't mean his sweet side comes out.
That's funny because I'd written down that I had this conversation at work with another customer, and I wanted to bring this up this week either way. And it happened to be when Aaron was here, so it's perfect that you work with this segment of people. But we were talking about the homelessness in the area, and anyone outside of like Western Washington on the I-5 corridor may not know, but it's been almost an epidemic in the last few years of just how much the homeless population has exploded. And within that, you've got all the different cast of characters. You've got the obvious like drug addicts and people who are in and out of jail.
Right.
You've got the people who are, lazy and kind of on their way to becoming the drug addicts.
You got the ones doing tricks on the street.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That makes you uncomfortable?
No, I'm just trying to stick to like actual homeless. I'm not talking about like prostitution or anything.
Oh,
like,
so prostitutes don't matter in this situation.
No, they do.
Is that what
People
you're
too.
saying?
They do, but only if the Venn diagram overlaps prostitutes and homeless. That's all I'm talking about is the homeless ones.
Got it.
So anyway, but like, and we got to talking about the causes behind some of this stuff, and different cities are trying their best to figure out how they can, stop this or help them or do whatever, because the current system just has them, going in and out of jail for an overnighter. Nothing happens. They're back in the same spot begging again 2 days later. And different cities have tried things with different effects, but the guy I was speaking to had basically said, if you want help as a homeless person, it's impossible that you would still be homeless because there's so many resources. Now, I first want to ask you about that one, but I also have the follow-up, which is, do you think there are people who are willingly being homeless, either due to mental illness or whatever else?
Yeah.
Or just being
Yeah.
lazy.
What do you see on that?
Yeah, there are. And it's no joke. There are people that really would just prefer to pitch tent in the woods and just fucking be there.
And beg for money.
And what would you...
the weird thing is, like, people like what I'm talking about, like, aren't typically the ones you see on the street corner. They're people that are, like, out in the fucking boonies, like in Monroe or wherever.
with a tent somewhere in a field and
don't want to be found. They're just gonna do their fucking thing. But granted, there are people that I've run into doing what I do that are staying in a shelter or something like that, or they are the person you see on the corner. But when you try to get them into some housing, like, there's always some sort of excuse why they can't do it.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that there are people who are homeless right now who are absolutely trying everything they can? Or do you think that all the homeless people have probably got one or two efforts that they just haven't done yet?
How do you...
Because they don't want to, do that or whatever.
How do you wean those ones out? Or do you have to, like, help
Well, unfortunately,
everybody
like,
that
it's...
comes...
With what I do, we don't have a choice who we help or whatever.
Yeah.
We get a name from the county, and that person's assigned to, like, me or one of my coworkers, and we have to connect with them and go find them housing. That's it.
You're almost like a public defender against homelessness.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to put it. But
And then the world is the prosecutor.
but there's people in situations that have been homeless for a long time that have tried everything that's available to them and are still fucking homeless because they didn't qualify for some reason or the other. Like, maybe they don't have, like, any sort of mental illness or substance abuse or anything like that, and they have a fucking job, but they just can't get into a place.
Yeah.
So
Or
there's
they can't get a
people
job.
like that. Or yeah, like somebody that doesn't have mental illness but doesn't have a job, and they just can't fucking get one.
Yeah.
For some reason or another, like maybe it's something in their background or something like that. So there are people out there that are legit homeless that have tried everything available to them and are still in that situation. That fucking sucks.
Now, since your job's in that department, is there really, like, turf wars with beggars people on the street?
I don't fucking know.
You don't know?
He's not rounding up all the
I'm not a
fucking...
cop.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
I don't know.
He's not rounding up all
I've
the
never
buskers
seen
in Old Town
anybody
London.
like get shanked on Broadway over a corner.
Well, I heard someone almost got shanked at their job the other day.
Well, yeah, that was me. And that was
Almost made you an Aaron kebab.
yeah, almost. Would have been one fat ass kebab.
So I want to circle back real quick because there was one or two other points I still wanted to ask about that.
Yeah.
So because I want to get an opinion now. So we've gotten kind of your views on it. In your opinion, if you take only the people who have tried everything and are still not able to do it, because, like, if you're already homeless, you've been homeless for a while, you got dirty clothes, no cell phone, it is hard to get a job because how are they going to even call you back,
Right,
but, like,
yeah.
so there are challenges. What do you have any, like, suggestions or ways that we could at least find help for those people who have tried everything and simply don't qualify for some of the same help that other people do? Like, is it an issue of resources on the state's end? Is it an issue of them not knowing about more resources? Or like, what do you think it is?
That's such a fucking broad question.
Well, I figured I'd ask the one person who works in that industry that might
Yeah,
know,
but I do, but I also, like, I work with such a small microcosm of people that are homeless. That,
now who's using big words?
yeah, I know. Nick is just over there fucking about to kill himself.
He thought you said micro machines.
Yeah, yeah, I did. Those little tiny cars. Oh, those were cool. Like, I mean, the amount of people that the place that I work for deals with, I mean, is only a couple hundred in comparison to, like, you know, thousands throughout the county.
Yeah.
So, oh God, I don't even know how to start answering that fucking question.
All right. Well, I mean, it's one to think about. And if anything, I don't think that's an answer that really anyone has yet. It's a question that's out there, but I wanted to voice it because that's kind of where my mind went to, because obviously there's people who are homeless because they just, you know, are doing drugs or whatever. And sometimes the drugs are a symptom instead of the actual issue. But there's people out there who I feel are genuinely, you know, they don't have parents they can move back in with. They don't have family over here. They don't have resources that some people do, and they've tried everything. I think that we should at least be working on a way to help those people somehow.
Yeah, for sure.
And maybe that's something that I just got to pay more attention to local politics about or something. But
yeah, and then you run into the issue also of trying to find a balance of helping people like that and helping people that can't help themselves, that do have severe mental illness and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, and you got to try to use the resources and the funding that are available and try to find that fucking balance.
yeah.
It's like, well, who do you go with?
Yeah, yeah. And if it comes down to a simple, you know, choice of like, okay, we have 30 spots open in this program and we have 100 people, how do you choose which 30 get it? You know what I mean? Like, that is any of it subjective to you, or do you just have strict criteria and you just follow it?
There's
to the T
strict criteria. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. And Nick?
Are we done with the whole, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just waiting.
Oh, sorry, were we not leaving you a good enough point to jump in and say something stupid to derail my train of thought?
I was just tired talking about homeless people. So.
Wow, it's so hard to be you. Okay, then what do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about that message you sent me the other day about us being on Spotify or whatever else like that.
You want to talk about that on the show?
Yeah, it'd be.
Okay.
I want to know. Did you ever figure out what he meant by quality? Is he talking about like quality of what we talk about the show, or the quality of the sound?
I think it's both. I think they want to make sure that you have good quality audio and you have a flow. You have a show design. It's not just two assholes talking into a microphone the whole time. You know,
Isn't that what this is?
It is, but we actually do have
Except
the loose
for today, it's
structure.
three assholes.
Yeah, but like
But when we have a guest on, we kind of, you know,
It
the
shifts.
structure kind of just doesn't really. Not there.
when we had Ben on, he was even asking himself questions from Facebook that people had posted him. Like, he came fucking
Yeah,
prepared.
I saw him post something on Facebook
Yeah.
like, "Hey, you know, give me some questions." you know,
and-
that kind of shit. That's
and
pretty funny.
he was saying that because
I don't have any friends, so I can't do that.
I don't know.
he was really sick that night, and I guess he was also, you know, feeling a little anxious. So he wants to come back and do another one also.
All right.
But to answer your question, first of all, what we're talking about is a friend of mine who was telling us some ways to get this show on like Spotify and some other podcasting specific websites. And so he's gonna help us out with hosting our website and everything. And he was telling me that, you know, if you have a good quality show and you're uploading it, then that's when he can help us get it onto like our iHeartRadio and some of those services where it'll mix us in if you're just browsing for a new show. But they want to make sure that you're not just, you know, they don't want it to sound like this the whole time. And they don't want you to sound
Well,
or
because
like Nick like LOL.
Yeah, well, I stopped doing that like right now.
LOL.
Because I listen to podcasts that are just like this.
Yeah.
But they're fucking famous, so they have more of a crowd and they have more people that want to help them and get fucking websites and shit like that. We're
Right.
starting right from the fucking bottom.
Nobody
so-
wants to help you.
I know.
In fact, I think we're starting from negative the bottom. If the bottom would be if no one knew who we were. I think we're below that where people actively started off by disliking us. So we've had to climb up to unknown, and then we're going to try to climb up from there.
I actively disliked you when you started, and still do.
Well, Aaron's going to help us out a little bit.
Have you even listened to any
what?
shows that you weren't in?
Yeah, listen to one.
Which one was that?
I don't remember.
Exactly.
That's how much I dislike you.
Yeah, good. Real quick, Nick, what's our time check?
Our time check is 1900 seconds. So just tell me how many minutes that is. How's that for quality, huh? Yeah. I think it's around like the 30-minute mark, honestly.
No way.
It's been longer than that, you fucking idiot.
Fucking look, Google it.
No, how long has this episode been so far? You want me to Google 1800 seconds?
Yeah, because our timeline
Oh
doesn't
my
say minutes
God.
on here.
Welcome to quality, people.
It's all right. I'll just edit this
Editing.
out. Yeah.
No, we don't edit this show.
Well, you know what? You edit your dick when you take pictures of it. Why can't we do the same thing? You're always like, oh, it's so small. I'm going to fluff it up and make it look bigger with the editing on my picture phone.
Is that me?
Yeah.
Keep going.
This is you. Hi,
Okay.
guys. I'm Jesse.
Uh-huh.
Will you be my friend?
No.
I need girlfriends too, please. Can you please? Someone help me? Aaron, do you know any homeless girls that would like to go on a date with me?
Nope.
No? Okay. I'm going to go back.
So in your little joke here, I can't even pull a homeless girl?
Yeah, you can.
No, I don't think I can.
You probably could with ones that like have
No,
no teeth.
they take one. Like, I'm the type of person who hitchhikers look at and then be like, "Now I'll get the next one, buddy."
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I was listening.
Dude, bro.
I know we said we don't like to bring up other podcasts, but I was listening to the Travis Barker one on Joe Rogan.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's really a good one. And he was talking about how when he was on fire, they couldn't put him out because he had jet fuel on his legs
From the plane crash?
and he almost lost his legs or whatever. Well, there I said whatever. But I started cringing because he said when he was in the hospital and all this burned skin that they had to like scrape it off with like a cheese grater type shit. I'm just like, oh God, dude, that had to be so fucking painful.
Oh, that is the most horrifying mental image.
Yeah.
They should have done that to Jesse's face when he was on fire.
Oh. It's like
You had to bring that up?
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
two ways that I would not want to die: is being on fire or drowning.
Well, I've been on fire. I can tell you that's not
What
fun.
about being on fire while you're drowning?
Is that even possible?
Sure.
Sprinkle some spiders in there and you've got hell.
For you.
Is there any ways you guys don't want to die?
I could do without ever being on fire again, that's for sure.
How the fuck were you on fire?
So I owned a bar when I was 21, and
You owned
Bad
a bar?
idea.
yeah, it was called the Pinecone Cafe in Linwood, Washington. This would have been back in 2005-ish, right
Now,
around
was
there.
that
something
the
like that.
original name when you bought it, or did you come up with that?
Yeah, no, it was a existing business that had been around since like the 40s, and when I bought it, I didn't buy the whole thing myself. I bought into an LLC partnership that already existed. So they took me on as a partner to get some money to like buy some new kitchen appliances and stuff we needed. And I came on and basically was like, look, I don't want to act like the boss around here. I just want to bartend, put some money into this place, help it grow, and it'll be cool. So
And
they
get his friend's shit face for free.
yeah, there was plenty of that.
So
I mean,
you didn't make any money, really? Is that what you're saying?
no, we made money as an ongoing thing, but the problem was my buy-in got fucking embezzled by my partner's mom. I bought in for $50,000, and within a month she had taken 30 of it out and was gone. I never saw her again. And that was kind of the death blow because we weren't going to take on another partner, and my partner's family just screwed me. So I was already like,
So did you get the money from the family, or was
No.
it like a loan through a bank?
oh, I had a trust fund set up after my grandfather died. He set one up for all his grandkids of like 10 grand. But I was so young when that happened. By the time I was 21, it was about 60 grand.
How come
so,
I didn't know you then? Shit.
Yeah, well,
I got
when
a guitar out of it.
Yes,
Damn.
he did. But I didn't want to just party it away or buy a fancy car or whatever. I wanted to like invested in something, so I bought into this business.
Try to build an empire, and then little did you know it
An
just
empire, the
crashed and
pine
fucking
cone
burned.
empire.
It was an empire made out of pine cones, pretty much, for how solid it was. But
Very, very dry pine cones that went up really quick.
and all that to say, while I was there, I was learning to bartend from one of our bartenders, and they would occasionally do fire breathing shots. So I learned how to do fire breathing for with 151 over flaming Dr. Peppers or whatever. I learned how to do all that stuff there. And as a 21-year-old kid who is bartending in a bar that he owns, I felt on top of the world for about a year. And then I went to this Halloween party, and they wanted me to do some of that fire breathing. And I hadn't even been drinking, but everyone else had been drinking. So I'm doing the display in the kitchen, and one of the drunk idiots, trips and falls into the side of my body, and the hand holding the bottle with the fire on it, it hit me in the face. And when you spray out 151 to breathe fire, some of it dribbles. So it caught my clothes on fire, my shirt, and everyone's putting out the shirt and my costume because it was
Except for
Halloween.
your face?
Well, no one noticed that it was burning my face because the flames were kind of clear. So the whole time they're putting out my clothes, no one notices that it's just roasting my face the whole time until about a minute later. And by the time they put it out, it was already starting to swell and everything. Ew. And kind of ooze and all that gross stuff. And so I had 2nd-degree burns from my nose all the way down to the bottom of my chin right here. And they were savagely disgusting.
Was the idiot Aaron?
No, he wasn't even at that party.
I wasn't there.
No,
I didn't see him till the next day when his face was leaking and oozing, and it was so fucking gross.
And we had a Halloween party at my house the next night planned, so I had to suffer through that party while everyone's drinking and having fun, and I'm covering my face and just popping Percocet because my face hurt so much. But there's one final cap to that story that I always thought was funny. So we go to the ER in Arlington at Cascade Valley Hospital. And we go back to a room, and the nurse came in, and she luckily gave me a big shot of morphine, right in my ass, so that I wouldn't be in pain the whole time.
So you had to pull your pants down.
Yeah, but that was okay. So then the doctor finally comes in. He's looking at my chart, and he goes, "Oh, Jesse, huh? Is your mom's name Vicky?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." And he goes, "Well, I'm the doctor that delivered you when you were born here." And I was like, "Oh my God." And I was like, well, and so I held out my hand. I was like, "Well, hi, nice to meet you." And he's like, "Hi, my name's Dr. Hook." And I was like, "That's the worst name for a doctor that delivers babies I've ever heard." And that's really it. He was the coolest doctor. My mom swore by him. She had 3 of her 4 children birthed with him. And he was always great, but it's just the worst name for a doctor like
fucking
that.
terrible.
Now, talking about hospitals and medical, Aaron,
Yeah.
when did you first realize sugar was killing you?
Wow. You didn't softball that in there, did you?
No.
I was 24, you fucking piece of shit.
Really? 24, huh?
Yeah.
I remember that pretty well.
Yeah,
too.
me too. It was fucking terrible.
He had been sick for a month and a
Well,
half.
I thought
straight.
I was sick.
Well, yeah, he had the symptoms of being sick, and for a month and a half, and then I remember getting that call, and he's like, "So, I'm diabetic."
So for all the diabetics out there, what's the process in this? Do you have to take shots every day? Do you got to pull your dick out? What do you have to do?
I fucking hate you so much. It depends on what type of diabetes you have.
How many diabetes are there? 2. There's only 2. I
Yeah.
thought there was 3. There's not?
And can you diabetes?
Yeah, can you die away beaties?
Yeah, sure.
That was a terrible joke our old bass player made that Aaron fired him from the band for.
I
Really?
almost fucking killed him for it,
Yeah,
actually.
he almost fought him.
It was a week after I found out I was diabetic, and this asshole starts in with the jokes. I didn't have a sense of humor about it yet.
Yeah, it was way
So-
too soon.
And he was very drunk and very high.
Yeah, and we were actually down in Portland. We
Yeah.
had gone down to play a show in Portland with another band, and so we had a hotel room in Vancouver for that night. Great time until Greg dropped that bomb, and then it was like, well, Aaron's pissed for the rest of the time.
Yeah, we wound up leaving early, didn't we?
Well, I didn't know
Anyway.
Aaron back then, but I feel like he has a sense of humor now.
He does, yeah.
Yeah. At the time, I really didn't.
And I don't blame you. I mean, because you're type 1, right?
Yeah.
And to anyone not totally familiar, can you give us the brief notes on the difference between type 1 and type 2?
Yeah, so type 1 is just where your pancreas just doesn't fucking work. And it's not like because of diet or anything like that. It's just genetic. And so you have to take insulin. So like you were asking if I take shots. I don't take shots now because I have a pump. But if you don't have a pump, yes, you take shots. If you're type 2, that's what you usually wind up getting if you're a fat ass.
Obesity, got it.
Right. And that's typically controlled through diet and like taking pills.
So,
So-
can type 2 be genetic at all?
I think it can have that has something. I
But
don't
type
know.
1 can't come from diet at all. That's only genetic,
It's
right?
just genetic.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Well, you know, I'm glad you're okay. You know what I mean?
Am I?
I
That
didn't,
sounded sincere.
I didn't know you back then, but you know.
That sounded really sincere, Nick.
Yeah,
It is sincere.
I'm kind of glad you're. Yeah, I hope you fucking die.
I would love to read a card that you like send Lindsay for like a birthday or something. Just like the card that includes like somehow you know how people will like either write.
Just read the fucking card. That's what I write.
Like I'm picturing people. There's people who write a lot of personalized shit in the card. There's the people who just sign their name. I'm figuring Nick is so far on the other end of the spectrum that he actually crosses out some of the nice shit. Written.
Yeah, probably.
He's like, well, that's all really nice, but I would never say that. So you can only have this nice part, and I'm not even gonna sign it, bitch.
Happy birthday.
Now make me some dinner.
Oh god, I gotta tell you guys. This,
Okay.
just like a fucking month and a half ago or something like that. One of my coworkers, like her grandma died.
Ooh.
And so yeah, which is super shitty. And so we got her a card or whatever, and one person in the office wasn't paying attention, and they actually fucking wrote "Happy Birthday" in it.
No shit.
I'm not even kidding. I'm not making it up. They really did. And fortunately, she had a really good sense of humor about it, but that's just horrific.
Your grandma died. Happy birthday.
Like, if I was the person that wrote that, I would go hang myself.
I mean, you'd have to because like that is just the
Yeah.
ultimate. Like I didn't even fucking read it.
That is the biggest fuck you on the face of the planet.
Yeah.
Like, you're not important enough to read this fucking card. Happy birthday.
No. Aaron, have you ever been to jail?
No.
Oh, I've never been to jail either.
You haven't either?
Have you been to jail?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a negligent driving charge way back in 2004
In our front yard.
In our front yard, and they reduced it to neg 1, which from a DUI, which means that it had a 90-day sentence on it, but they would suspend all that as long as I went to the class and everything else. So we're living in this house when all that happens, and I've got all my schedules to go to that stuff, and then our house burns down.
Oh, yeah.
Like really bad? Burned
Like
down? Or
it's no
just-
longer there.
Like, our house doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, they tore it down after that. Like it burned down. There was a little spot in the bottom floor that wasn't burned where our music gear was, luckily. But yeah, it was done. It was completely destroyed. And so then, a couple months later, I get this summons. So I go to court thinking it's just going to be like I have to explain
Slap on the wrist.
what's been
type
going
deal.
on. Not even a slap on the wrist, just a chance to explain. It was called a show cause hearing, which I wasn't familiar with at the time.
The fuck you been?
And I get there and the judge is like, well, do you want to have a lawyer present for this? And I was like, I don't think so. I'm just here to explain what happened, right? So no, I'm okay. And then he asked why I didn't go to the courses. I tell him about the house. I brought in some proof from the Marysville Police Department.
Like a chunk of burned wood.
And I explained how I was just living on couches and stuff while I, tried to get through that. And he basically said that it didn't matter, that my effort was
Effortless.
and he threw
Tough
me.
shit, bitch. You're going to jail.
Yeah, they cuffed me in court, and I served my full 30-day sentence, which was 60 days when you get good time. So I did 2 months in county. You know what they make you do in the county?
What did they make?
Toss the salad. No, but yeah. So and then like Aaron would come to visit me sometimes.
I came
and
to visit you once.
So
I thought it was twice.
Nah, yeah,
the
it's
first
more than
night
once.
there,
Yeah.
first just having to stay that first night, were
Yeah.
you freaking out? Were you like, didn't sleep at all? Did you put your ass against the wall the whole time?
No, so the first night
He was
that
hanging it out there. What are you talking about?
the first night that I was in jail, it was definitely scary because I didn't know that was even on the table. I thought I was going to be going back to work that day. And so like my car was still at the courthouse, didn't know how to deal with that. So I basically was just in there, and
Love it strong.
when you first are in intake, what they do is they put you in an intake area where you spend about a week or so in a general population spot before they filter you out. And they filter people by like violent criminals. They usually keep in one area together. So people like me who are not violent criminals don't have to deal with a lot of those guys. And so I ended up, like, the very first night I was just in this cell, and I can still picture it perfectly. It was all white walls. It was 2 bunks. I was on the lower bunk. There was, like, a shitty little mattress and some blankets, no pillow. And then they've got, like, a toilet and a sink in the cell with you. And there's no bars or anything, but they have these huge-ass metal locking doors with a little window on it. And that's it. For the first week, I didn't even have like a cellmate or anything. I was just in there. So I was like, well, shit, if I'm going to be in here for 2 weeks, I might as well work out. That's what everyone does, right?
Yeah.
So I tried to do some push-ups just to see, to start with, how much I could do. And I did like 8. And only half of those were probably in correct form. And so then they moved me into the trustee tank, which was all the people of like nonviolent criminals who get extra privileges because we would do jail jobs like cook or clean cells or whatever. We had jobs in there.
Tickle the guards' balls.
Clean the toilets.
Yeah, I did all that stuff. And cooking was actually the worst. Being dish pit in jail is just the worst. But
I'm glad we're getting all the lingo
Yeah, I
here.
know.
yeah, dish pit, your cellmates, your cellie, CO, that's the cop, store, that's like your food. Yeah, lots of stuff. And so, but when I
Do
got
you have
moved
to hide stuff in your butt?
no, I never.
Did you
never
have
did
to
that.
take shits in front of people?
Yes.
Now, see, I would have a hard time with that.
I did.
Because
I
don't
would.
like
I
being
would
in
die.
stalls.
I would rather die from not shitting than do that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
know.
it's not, you're not sitting in a space like this where they're like staring at you doing
But
it.
it's open, though, right?
They're open. There's no stalls in the bathrooms, but there's like a bathroom at the end of this big. It looks like you're at summer camp. There's bunk beds on both sides of this pod, and at the ends there's toilets, and you've got like 1 or 2 urinals and then 1 or 2 shitters. And if you're sitting on those, like, it's just like you're sitting on a couch
God
next
damn.
to a guy. He might be sitting there, and you're both just like,
Not a couch I want to be on.
yeah, and you're just looking down. You're trying to just focus on you and be relaxed so you can do your business. And then you've got people every 10 seconds, hey, put some water on it, man, that stinks. And you're like, man, yours does too. Shut the fuck up. But I kept doing push-ups and I kept working out with the general population guys. By the time I got out of there, I could do about 350 push-ups without really being all the way through a workout yet. And then promptly stopped working out again after that.
And now he's back to only being able to do 8.
Roughly. I
and a
could probably
half.
do 20.
6 and a half.
So, look, push-ups aren't your sexual partners. You don't get
Nick,
halves.
Yeah, you don't get half
Damn it.
members.
Sorry.
So you've never been to jail?
No, dude.
Have you ever?
Fucking.
So you've gotten tickets,
I'm a
right?
son of Jesus.
Have you ever been to court for any reason?
Just fucking child custody. That's about it.
Now, when they do that, do they do them like in real courtrooms, or is it more like a conference room?
It's real courtroom.
it's real
It's
court.
like a community courtroom, and it's fun too if
Huh.
you're last because you get to fucking see everybody else have a hard
That's
time.
not fun. You
or
gotta
fuck
fucking
up.
sit there all goddamn day.
Yeah.
Well, if you have to sit there all day, at least you
Trust
get
me,
some
I've done it
kind of
enough times, I know.
entertainment.
Oh yeah, 'cause you would have had to do that too, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
A
Did
few
you
times.
have lawyers all the times?
No.
Because I never did.
No.
And the judge would like fucking look at you because you don't know the fucking lawyer lingo, and they fucking just think you're stupid the whole time. Or
No, that's just you.
no, you don't fucking know any court.
No,
paper
just the way
lingo.
you talk is just people look at you like you're fucking
Yeah.
stupid.
You don't fucking know me.
Yeah, I do.
Fucking.
You fucking
But
what?
or how about the times when like you're telling the truth and you're right, but the other person's like telling a lie and the judge is believing her story over yours? Has that ever happened?
Yeah.
Now, did you keep her cool or did you like fucking spurt out? She's a fucking liar.
No, I just kept my fucking mouth shut.
I know. One time, when I had to do it, we've gone like 3 or 4 times already. And I remember we were serving each other papers, and I was sitting on one side, and then they have the other side where she's supposed to sit. And I was sitting there, and she like walks up to me and starts yelling at me in front of everybody. And the fucking cop came up and was like, "Hey, are you supposed to be talking to him?" She's like, "No." She's like, "Ah." And he fucking like kicked her out for a second.
Awesome.
I was like, "Yes, I win. Fuck you. Go to hell. Die. Just fucking die."
Wow, that took a dark turn there.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, I hate her so much.
Hey,
Nick's
if she
got
did
some
that,
pent up aggression.
if she did that, she could hang out with my dad.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they can do some sing-alongs.
He'd be the old guy in the corner trying to tell the devil about the time he was in a band with the Hart Sisters and how his life didn't shape up the way that he wanted it to.
And neither did his sons.
He was playing with the Hart Sisters?
He went to Interlake High School in Bellevue when he was growing up, and the way that he told it, he was kind of the school's best known guitar player, which I believe because he was good. But he said that he was actually in like an earlier version of a band with the Wilson sisters before they did Heart. Now, time-wise, it's about the right era, and I know for a fact he went to school with them. It's just I've never seen anything that told me he ever actually played with them. So might be elaboration, I don't know, but he always had a chip on his shoulder because he was a good musician, but he made it sound like he had missed his break by not being with that band when they took off. And so that caused a lot of bitterness, and now he's dead.
You know, what's that one local band that you hate, Aaron?
Which one?
What's the main one? Like the main one everybody knows.
No idea.
Superfecta. That's it. Those
We
guys.
don't hate Superfecta.
Well, I do. They suck.
Don't.
Anyways,
They do not. Shut up. We're going to play a show with them
I'm
soon.
just kidding. But
God damn.
didn't you guys hang out with them back in the day?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
went to
we
high
played
school
a lot of
with them.
shows with them.
You guys got any fun stories about them? Didn't one of the guys go through the window or something
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. Their singer at the time,
Drake.
Ryan Drake, wound up going through our living room window. Yeah.
It was kind of a cool story because we had done this New Year's Eve party where we had one band kind of open for us in our living room, and then we played after that. And there must have been, I don't know, 60 to 80 people
Yeah, there was
in the house.
Yeah.
Like, there was a few stragglers outside also where the keg was and everything, but like 60 to 80 people in a small living room with a band playing. Like, it was awesome. But when we had people really jumping and the floor's moving like this, and all of a sudden, like, it was right at the end, I believe, and there was some commotion, but we didn't notice it until we put our instruments away. And then my friend Sky's over there with Drake, and he's just holding his neck, and our fucking window's broken. So our buddy Brad showed up, just getting off work, so he was totally sober, and then he had to turn around and take Drake to the
He was
hospital.
the only one that was fucking sober in the entire house.
And that was, and Drake still has a big scar from it, but
Yeah.
like he loves that story too because it was a good rock and roll moment, you know. I went through the fucking window at a New Year's party, yeah.
No, it was hilarious.
Yeah, I went to high school with those guys, and they're fun, yeah. But there was some bad blood with how they broke up between them and Drake, so yeah.
Well, he's not in the band anymore?
Nope.
No.
Kyle, who was always their guitar player and second vocalist, he does all of it now.
Oh. Does anybody know the reason why?
I mean, I've heard both sides. I'm not going to discuss other people's drama on here, though. You know, like that's up to them.
We
to
only
talk
discuss
about.
Aaron's drama.
Yeah, I mean, I would love. I've already talked to Drake about coming on to do the show sometime. We'll talk to him about it, but I don't want to pass any rumors because I don't know enough information to answer that truthfully. So, yeah.
What
Silence!
of the lambs? Nick, stop touching yourself at night. I can see you.
Stop, you're scaring me.
Sorry.
Oh yeah,
Shenanigans.
speaking of Nick being scared, you should go to a horror movie with Nick.
I don't watch horror movies either.
No, we need to go a haunted
do a haunted house. Yeah,
the
that
haunted
was
house.
hilarious.
I'll ditch my girlfriend. I'll ditch my friends, whoever the fuck's there, and I'll push you away, and I'll try to run through a door that's not actually a door, and then have to find the real door to want to run through, and then you guys are stuck by yourselves because I'm fucking out of there.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah.
I don't think I followed all that. I'm getting the impression
Well,
that you're
I don't think you really. I'm the wussy, and you're the one that can't even watch fucking horror films.
Yeah,
I just
you
don't.
threw up when I had you watch Last House on the Left.
Yeah, because
and that
of
movie
what-
wasn't even that bad.
It was the rape scene.
It was the rape
so
scene.
graphic.
I
and
get
so,
the rape scene.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's I couldn't do it. I can watch mindless gore. It doesn't do anything for me. But seeing something like that where they spend so much time with like close-ups, and it wasn't just a rape scene; it was an underage rape scene. Like that's what they were implying, and they were just. I thought the way that they had the camera up in her face, and she did a great job acting it, but like it was so uncomfortable, and just that entire act. I would probably rather kill someone before I ever like raped them in any way. Like I hate that shit. And so just seeing it was super uncomfortable. And
All right,
I'll
give you that one.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
So fuck you.
I forgot about that part.
But no, I don't usually watch horror movies.
Yeah, no, I try to get you to watch them all the time.
I saw A Quiet Place. Did you see that one, Aaron?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
It's pretty good.
No.
It like as far as the premise and how you're watching it, it's quiet for most of the time because if they make a noise, the monster will come and kill them, basically. So you're seeing them do all this shit with like. It looks like what normal people would do if they were suddenly in a world where any noise could kill you.
Okay.
Like just all the precautions they've taken and everything. Like it was a horror movie where you look at it and be like, these are reasonably smart people. There's not, two cheerleaders walking into different rooms while there's a hatchet guy running around. It's like there was some intelligence to it, and I liked that.
All right.
Aaron, who's your favorite comic book hero?
I gotta go.
No.
He doesn't have any. He doesn't like
doesn't-
comic book heroes.
Oh, but he likes fucking Mythbusters. Okay, but he doesn't
So?
like fucking
Yeah.
comic book heroes.
What the fuck does that have to do with the other?
He likes Lord of the Rings.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, of course you do.
What does that mean?
You and Jesse probably hang out together and watch them together naked. You guys cuddle with each other.
One time.
One ring to rule them all.
One time through all of the extended Blu-rays.
Yeah, that was like a
least they were
21-hour
Blu-rays.
cuddle marathon.
It was. That got really sweaty towards the end.
That's the movie. See, I love to watch those movies when I'm sick. That's my comfort movie if I'm homesick for a day or two. Like
I love watching The Notebook when I'm sick. It's really comforting. And
He also jerks off to it.
and then just
Stalefish.
Aaron will just put on the History Channel when he's sick.
Also Stalefish. Jerking it.
Actually, Science Channel typically.
Ooh, yeah, tell me how it's made.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Modern Marvels. Concrete. Modern Marvels. Dirt. Modern Marvels. The air you breathe. Like everything that they do a Modern Marvels on is not a fucking Modern Marvel. Modern Marvel woodworking. Like I'm pretty sure that's one of the old. The only thing they haven't done that would be perfect. The last episode of Modern Marvels should just be the wheel.
That
might as well do
That would
it.
be great.
Yeah.
And Nick's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's a show where they show you how things are made in the factory and all that.
Yeah, I know. Like umbrellas, pencils, Aaron's love life, failing.
I don't have one of those.
You know what I mean? It's fucking... How do you think like caveman had sex? Like, have you ever thought about that?
By
back in the
putting a
day?
penis in a vagina?
Yeah, but like, ooh, yeah, ooh.
I've never thought about it.
I'm guessing it was a lot more like it is in the animal kingdom. I mean,
What? Just her just bending over?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh my goodness.
Is this what I spent my afternoon doing?
Yeah.
well, and the best part is that now that we've recorded this and it's about to be posted online, it'll be out there forever. That we just had basically the audio-only version of a Neanderthal porno video.
That's fantastic.
I brought you wheel. Me no have money for wheel.
God damn it.
You suck my woolly mammoth.
Watch out for tusks. Now me and Grapthor go to bar.
There we go.
Me and Grapthor go to bar. Watch sports teams get point.
Aaron,
Ooh.
What?
do you believe in aliens?
No.
You don't?
No.
Well, here's the aliens for you. Oh my god!
I think this is like getting towards like the ending of this episode.
I think you might be right.
This is, oh. You know that's really like the best point that we could end it on. But the last time
he's gonna make another one and ruin it.
No, just real quick. The last time Aaron was here, I don't think we discussed about having like Ryan Reynolds or Sarah Silverman on, because those are our two like celebrity people we'd love to have do the show.
I don't think Aaron knows any of them.
He may not, but that wasn't my question. My question is, if you were to come do a guest episode with a celebrity on this show, who would you want it to?
One of the guys from Mythbusters.
Nick's mom.
Not Nick's mom. We can get that tomorrow. No, I've already got her booked next week.
She's a celebrity in certain circles.
Yeah, the
Shicer
butthole circle.
Yeah, the butthole circle.
No, but are you, okay. I'll narrow the question down for Aaron then. Would you rather have Adam or Jamie on this show with us if you could only have one of them?
Jamie.
Is that the bald one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would rather have that guy too.
Yeah.
I think Adam would be more fun in a podcast element because he'd actually talk more, but I think Jamie would be more educational.
Probably. And I always go for the educational.
Well, and I was so shocked to learn how little they got along outside of the show because they seem like pretty good buddies on the show.
Yeah, it
like,
does seem like it for sure.
It's like your guys' relationship.
Yeah, me and Jesse actually fucking hate each other.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But it's easier to hate someone that you're familiar with, so I just treat him like a friend.
Yeah.
Well, now I totally understand.
That's how my marriage
the
went,
way
too.
you treat me then.
I don't treat you at all.
Exactly my point.
In fact, I don't want you to talk at me or look at me for the rest of this episode.
Turn around.
I can't go any farther.
He had a nickel for every time he had to say that.
Yeah.
Okay,
This is
well,
the first time it's happened, I swear.
Oh, so real.
yeah.
Did you say you squirt?
You know, if you hit the right spot, I will.
You talking about like a milking the prostate
Yeah.
kind of situation there?
But you got to use 2 fingers, and you have to go with
Two
the rhythm
fingers
of
Staying alive.
Staying alive.
What were you
sorry.
gonna
What I
say?
was gonna ask is, are we doing an episode anytime soon with the full band?
Well, here's the thing. Like,
Here's the thing.
there's a
No.
lot of people in our band. There's 5 guys in the band, which means that there would be 3 of you as guests.
Yeah.
That's gonna bog it down a little bit. We do want to try it sometime, but I think we are still learning how to get this going with one guest. Like, I just don't think that we're quite ready for that. But
I don't think
eventually-
we're qualified yet. We're not even
You'll
really
be
qualified for this.
Yeah,
at the
you're not
moment.
even qualified for your regular.
Well,
you know?
if we added Eric and Ron into this room right now, Ron would be sitting here just saying, "I hate you, Dick."
Yeah.
And then Eric would just be disagreeing with anything I say.
And then Eric would be debating on every topic
Yeah.
that we would bring up. And then Ron would start saying, "I hate Nick," but what's the other thing he says?
He's overburdened.
Oh, yeah. I am overburdened. And anyone who knows our drummer, Ron Sherrod, will absolutely recognize that reference. Oh, he's great. He's added a lot of extra personality to our band that
That
just
we didn't.
have
We weren't getting with
previously.
Nick.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have a personality.
Well, and like even when like we had
too.
Diami on Pride Fails, like there was no personality there. It was
Yeah, that's
No.
true.
yeah.
Then he still has the drum pedal that we need.
I think a pawn
We're
shop
not even
has
gonna
that.
Yeah.
Has
That.
anybody even heard from that guy yet?
No,
Nope.
no. But we also got to wrap this up nicely for the peoples too. So, anything else you want to say before we kick this asshole out of our podcast?
Nope. I just wanted to say, everyone, have a homosexual day.
I don't know why you insist on saying that every
you
single
know
time.
what? Salutations, and we'll see you next week.
Aaron, any good benedictions for the listeners out there? All 20 of them.
Can't wait for this.
Go fuck yourself.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
I'm going to say 2 things. Number 1, again, is just for Stephanie, moist. Number 2, like I say every week, I just want everyone have a consensual day. I like that.
And we're out.
That's it for the cheeky shenanigans this week. I am Random Hero, and you are,
Punkhead.
and this is just asshole T-Bone, Aaron. Bye, guys. Have a great week.